Hello everyone. Hello my honorable lecturer. Our group today we are going to talk about the birth of grammar. Before we start the topic, let us introduce ourselves. From the first presenter, I'm Imadi Irawan. The second presenter is Putu Soradipa. The third presenter is Putu Andre Sastrawiguna, and the fourth presenter is Made Satya Raditya. Okay, without any further ado, let's start with the first topic. Talking about grammar and what is grammar is. Grammar is the whole system and structure of languages in general. According to Charles Darwin, in 1877, a site in Scoville, 1998, he noted in a journal that he continued to study his son's language, that the word milk could sometimes be a statement or request, or if his son just accidentally dropped his glass. In psycholinguistics, this phase is called holoplastic. But what is holoplastic? Holoplastic is it means that the children express a complete sentence in a word only. Christian 2008. And talk about grammar and children. In the age of range 1 until 3, the children make a sentence in one word. Holoplastic is the level that a child goes through before they begin to recognize phrase, clause, and able to structure the sentence. Okay, the sentence.
Okay, the next material will be explained by me. The birth of grammar. The area investigated by development physical linguistics, acquisition of grammar has been studied the most intensively. Much of this can be related to the development of transformational generative, because transformational generative is always involved most certainly in the study of sentence. In transformational generative, there are two reasons why it must. First one is children tend to focus on effort to get grammar is because the data must be obtained. And the second is information collected about sentence can be managed and can be done while they are at home. So for information, the transformation is a theory of grammar that account for the construction of language by linguistic transformation and phrase structure. Okay, that's all about my material. Next material will be explained by Andre.
Okay, thank you, Deepa. I will continue the explanation about the birth of grammar. Even at the earlier age, a child acquisition of syntax display a subtle but definitive understanding of universal properties human language. So, Roger Brown and his colleagues in the first elaborate chronology of how children acquire English grammar, published in 1973, demonstrated that children progress through different stages of grammatical development, measured largely by the average number of words occurring pre-utterance. So, although individual differs, especially at very young ages, in the speed with which they move from one stage to another, all children begin to create sentences after the holoplastic stage, first with two words and subsequently with more. So, the many studies conducted of the early two-word stage reveal that even within this limitation, children demonstrate a surprising amount of grammatical precision. So, they don't randomly rotate words between first and second positions. For example, certain words, pivots, tend to be used initially or finally, and other words they can be used to fill in the slot either after or before the so-called pivots. So that's all about my material. The last explanation will be continued by Satya.
Okay, thank you, Andre. So now I would like to continue explain the material. Okay, so now I would like to continue explain. So it focus with the indication, where it focus with a learner who has 2 years old, where it began to use two word sentences consciously. So their grammar will the output collected from experiment, where it use ASL or American Sign Language, where the purpose is to improve human sign language. So there is a comparison between human child theory and time theory. So here, the example of two word utterance by human child, like it ball, their ball, one maybe. And then the example of Chem, where he used forward phrase in ESL, it's like it drink, banana name, like that. And then from both of them have obvious difference in performance. The first one is the child display great lexical diversity, and then the second, the child display very little repetition. And then for the James theory, James confined to small stock of words, and then it seemed to find impossible signs in single sentences without referring to either name or banana. In summary, the child output can be symbolized by a simple object, where structure rules, grammatic rules, which demonstrate a series of words from the structure. The child's question appears to be more like words in sentence. So I think that's all from the material about the birth of grammar. Thank you.
Okay, that's all from our material. I hope you all understand about what we are talk about and have a nice day.